But now we're here to celebrate the oxen. And I would just like to briefly welcome everybody and Siddharth as well. He's in the lab in Puget Sound, where he's working in an isolated way, at least for now. And I am upstate New York. We're just so delighted about this gathering today because it's a really intense time for everybody. And this year of the ox is also really important to settle people down and think about methane a little bit. We start by having a small meditation, and the ox and the cows actually, we're kind of surprised that people are meditating with Om. It's backwards.
Ooh, exactly.
Ooh. And so let us gather today and spend a second to honor the ox by starting together with a nice long moo. Moo.
Oh boy, I have to go on like a Guido monk.
Clarissa's just joined us from Brazil. Welcome, welcome.
Clarissa, hey.
Hi.
The silver lining of this pandemic is that we can do this from all over the place, but we pray that this is going to be a gathering around the table for real. So for now, we just have to do it this way. And today we're celebrating Patricia Olenek, who has actually participated a few times and is the star of our show. Martina Froschel, who's also a star, she's coming to us from Vienna. And another cow star is Claudia Jacques, who's here in New York. So we're going to start by having Patricia bring us into the cow land with what she's prepared for us. Welcome, Patricia.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, everyone.
I
This
love
is
the hair. I love the hair.
Oh, we're
close,
loving your
close as I can
hair.
get to having horns is my little poison ivory wig, but you know, this is what I wear every time I want to celebrate my ungulate friends. So I'll go ahead and do a quick screen share. And can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Beautiful.
There we
Okay.
go.
There we go
Woo!
indeed. So we are gathered here today to celebrate our ungulate friends, and the cow is, of course, one of my favorite ungulates. And you may know that a cow and a bull, a castrated bull used as a draft animal, is called an ox. A cow is called an ox. So there are many different things that that fall under the general umbrella of the term ox. So the ox is a castrated bull used as a draft animal, as I said. So these laden wagons were pulled across the country to move people back and forth. So the ox is a very well-known labor animal, right? A good friend of mine in Japan was very excited for me one evening, telling me she thought I was born in the year of the mouse or the year of the rat, and that I would have a very lucky life. And then she knocked on my door at 3 a.m. and said, "Oh, bummer. Actually, I realized you're an ox. You're going to have a really tough life." So this notion that you have this very, laborious, labor-laden life is a common idea about the ox. But as I say, it's any domesticated bovine animal kept for milk, meat, and of course, the plural of ox is oxen. So we see all these oxen here in this photograph. And then here we have, of course, I don't know what you might call it, proof of sentience, or at least an image of what we would see as cow affection between two sentient creatures. And then, of course, we have my favorite, the cowbell. And while the cowbell is commonly found in musical contexts, its origin can be traced to any free roaming animal. If something is missing somewhere, you need to attach a cowbell, right? It's sort of like the early stage of the tile that you attach to your car keys. You attach the cowbell to the cow, right? Here's my other favorite reference to the cowbell, of course, a vintage Saturday Night Live, where Christopher Walken, a music producer, is trying to get 4 of the SNL cast posing as Blue Oyster Cult members to use more cowbell. And we'll look at a little bit of this video at the end. So to cow someone is also to frighten them in order to make them obey you. It's also a term for intimidate. You can cow somebody or something. If you say that he was easily cowed by people who had authority, then this is somebody who's very easily intimidated. And of course, there are much darker metaphors for the ox or the cow or the bull as well. And one of the darker metaphors was painted by our friend Francis Bacon, who was haunted by anguished visions of humanity. And his paintings embody this existential crisis of the post-war era. His work is very tormented and nihilistic, and he's often got these deformed figures that play out unresolved dramas. And Figure with Meat is part of a very famous series he devoted to Velázquez's Portrait of the Pope, in which the Pope it's an iconic image where the Pope is flanked by 2 beautiful drapery forms on either side of the head. And in Bacon's Pope, the Pope is flanked by 2 sides of beef. And this recalls not only Velázquez, but it also recalls the Dutch artist Rembrandt, whose work you see on the right. And Bacon's Pope is framed by a carcass, which you can see here. And we're really meant to think about Bacon's Pope as a kind of depraved butcher or a kind of victim of a slaughtered animal hanging behind him. So we're not really sure whether or not the Pope is a victim or a butcher, but it's a highly, highly charged painting. So the ox or the bull or the slaughtered bull or ox is a very famous metaphor in the history of painting as well. And then, of course, because the ox is also the symbol of metal, I'll talk a little bit about the Iron Age, which is a prehistoric period that followed the Bronze Age, when weapons and tools came to be made of iron. And in Greek and Roman mythology, it was the last and worst age of the world. It was a time of wickedness and oppression. Iron metal is pristine and smooth. Pure iron surfaces are mirror-like or silvery gray. So here we have the birth of the mirror and the idea of the mirror stage, which is now, as we know, an early important component in the critical interpretation of the work of Freud, in which the external image of the body produces a kind of psychic response that gives rise to the mental representation and realization of selfhood. And this moves us naturally into the moral rights of animals. There's a lot of interesting work and critical thinking happening around the moral rights of animals. And a lot of this is surrounding the MSR tests that researchers in animal consciousness or animal awareness are working on. And they can confirm that cows possess sentience, awareness, subjectivity, qualia, the ability to experience or feel wakefulness. And despite the difficulty in definition, many philosophers believe there is a broadly shared underlying intuition about what consciousness is. So the ox factors very significantly in these studies. And of course, the question on the table for all of us, should people include beef in their diet? Well, Gary Comstock, distinguished undergraduate professor of philosophy at North Carolina State University, argues that the answer is no, because he says that there's only a certain amount that's known about the presence in cattle of 3 key psychological features involving pain, desire, and self-consciousness. And he concludes in the end that what is known about cattle cognition and what can't be known about cattle cognition ultimately shifts the moral burden of proof onto us beef eaters. Having grown up in Canada, I grew up with a lot of cows around me in the ranch lands. And so this has in recent years become the question, right? In addition to what Victoria mentioned about methane production, what about the moral or ethical implications of consuming our oxen friends? If we do, this is where all your chuck, your rib, and your short loins come from. Cow muscle, meat, and right, the whole creature contains a lot of iron, a mineral that our bodies need for many functions. Iron is part of hemoglobin, the protein which carries oxygen from our lungs throughout our bodies, and it helps our muscles store and use oxygen. It's also part of many other proteins and enzymes. And this brings us conceptually back to the Iron Age and again, and the fact that the ox is metal. And my food contribution, which I'm sorry I don't have an actual plate of kolopchi, or the Ukrainian dish of cabbage rolls, traditional cabbage rolls, which I grew up on. It's Ukrainian comfort food. My mother, my aunt, and my grandmother all made the best kolopchi. Cabbage rolls appear in the cuisines of many Eastern European countries. And boiled cabbage or sour cabbage leaves are stuffed with a savory meat and rice mixture. And of course, the meat that we use is beef. And then it's topped with tomato sauce and sour cream and finished in the oven. So this will be my my contribution to the beef page, if in fact I'm curated into this cookbook. And in fact, it is a Canadian-Ukrainian tradition to make the cabbage rolls with sour cabbage, not boiled cabbage. So here we have an image of Lady Gaga dressed up in her meat dress and her meat shoes, and creating quite a controversy or controversy, depending on where you're from. And if we have a moment, I will go ahead and click on our video link for more cowbell. It's okay because the link is in the presentation, and if you simply Google more cowbell, you get that video. So that's it for me. Enjoy, and all the different ways that I can see the ox was offered to you today.
Moo! Moo! That was so wonderful, Patricia. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
And so medicinal in so many ways. Martina, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure.
So Martina Praschel is coming to us, like I said, from Vienna. And we've been working together for quite a while on the Noise Aquarium. She's an amazing animator, scientific visualization, and environmentalist. Welcome, Martina.
Yeah, hello. I did prepare some food actually, because it's dinner. It's so I have no presentation. But I also have some images of I don't know if I can share this. I thought so. Maybe in my face.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
But my cousin is breeding some cows that are really rare. They're called Fleckvieh in German, but yeah, they are really nice, and he breeds them. He's a ecological farmer, and yeah. So I prepared. I went to the website and I prepared a strictly ox dinner. So I looked through the ingredients, and I really picked some things that I have, and then I tried to combine this into a nice dinner. So I have plum soda. Yeah, the filter is working against me now, so plum soda. Because it says on the website that for oxes there is plum soda to drink. Yes. Then I have some salad. Mm. Moo, moo, moo.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, what's in the salad?
And there are some greens and peaches, but the website says I should include more crispy greens into my diet. So I have shishu green salad, but I have really trouble showing this here with the filter.
Oh, maybe you take the background off and then we can
Mm,
see better.
yes, maybe I do
Yeah.
this for the short time that
Yeah.
um that I have not so that I have the food presentation.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that looks
a
really
nice
good.
shishu salad, and I also did a cinnamon dressing because on the website it also says you should have some cinnamon as a ox, yeah, and it also has nuts and peaches and mint because mint should be also in our diet, in the oxen diet, yes, as the
Beautiful.
website says. And then I have the main course with, can you see this?
Oh
You have
yeah.
to turn it towards us. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
There we
Got to drop it.
go.
So
Yeah,
this is
a little higher.
Higher,
this is
higher,
Higher,
higher.
higher. Oh,
Oh.
beautiful. Wow.
Nice.
Oh my
What is
goodness.
it?
Ooh.
so this is tomatoes with sweet oats because it also says but I cook the sweet oats with not so much sugar but more with salt, so it goes as a side dish for the tomatoes. So I have tomatoes in cream and sweet oats, yes, and some decoration.
Mhm.
Nice.
So it one more time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe with your phone
So
you can take a picture so we
yeah,
can,
yeah. I
Just
can
and
I
just
can
separate, but that
post
would
it
be great.
afterwards or
Yes,
something. Yeah.
please. Post it
So
before you eat it.
yes, yes, I will. Great. So these are my offerings, and yeah,
Thank you.
happy
So
cow.
Thank you so
just
much.
Thank
look
you, Martina.
for those new to the project, we did research on Chinese medicine, Ayurveda, and then Western medicine. And the way we brought in Western medicine is by looking at what is the ruling organ for each sign, and the ruling organ for the ox is the liver.
Oh,
And so we also have the Hox Detox, which we looked up if you have problems with the liver, what you need to do, and that would be a kind of a green blended drink. But somehow we managed to create ingredients that actually work for different animal types, and then of course you can offer yourself, which would be beef.
But I tried to be inspired by the ingredients that you did suggest. So
No,
I
it's
do.
actually it's really flattering. I know Siddharth feels the same way.
Yeah,
And I should
I like
mention that
challenges.
yes. And the thing that happened inadvertently is that I found out just recently, maybe a couple of years ago, that the mix of Ayurveda and Chinese medicine is actually Tibetan medicine.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
so we started
wow.
looking into Tibetan is mix of Chinese and Ayurveda. So inadvertently we were doing Tibetan version of what's good for you.
Hmm.
Cool.
nice.
That's
Yeah.
very inspiring and definitely cookbook material.
Yeah, I used the plum soda, sweet oats, onions, tomatoes, crunchy greens, peppermint, and cinnamon.
Wow.
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 Oh my God.
Everything.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Right.
Very
Nice.
cool.
Mhm.
And then the third ox star today is Claudia Jacques, who actually, you're coming from Massachusetts, right?
I am actually in Maryland,
Maryland, sorry.
Annapolis. Yes. I became a grandma um, recently, and I have the privilege of enjoying another art.
Mm.
So that's why I'm here. And I
Well,
do
that's not
have
the only reason you're here. I mean, you've been such a fabulous friend and collaborator and definitely signified the ox. Did you bring along something for us?
I have a presentation and I did bring something along.
Awesome.
Yes. Can I
The-
share my screen?
Absolutely, it's all yours.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk about cow power and manure. All right, like Patricia was talking about how life is, it's hard for ox. So we have to talk about shit. That's part of it. If you are a ox, I'm a metal ox from 1961, and the cool thing is that my grandson is also a metal ox. Good luck for their parents dealing with that. Anyhow, so here I go. You see my screen? Yes, right? Yeah. So I grew up in Brazil, and during the summer and winter months, which, in Rio, it's not really winter, especially then, we used to play a lot on manure. It was because we used to go to a farm that my grandmother had, and parents were not allowed. The parents would dump their kids, and we are 39 cousins. So they would dump us there, and only my grandmother talking about a bell, and of course some people to help around the farm, and we does, and we will spend 2 months, 3 months, or in the winter months, just a month. And these are the best memories I have. And one of the things that I liked to do most was jump on cow manure. There were mountains, and all the cousins will go up and jump down, and we stink. And the smell, I love the smell. I still love the smell. I am constantly planting. My plants never survive, but I plant because I need to feel it and smell it. But recently, a decade ago, I realized that manure, it's the same as greenhouse gas emissions. And that was like my childhood was destroyed. I was completely off knowing this. And I don't know if the other oxes here, if you have this need to fix the planet. Even though you have no skills, no power, no authority, but you're gonna fix something, whatever is inside of you. All right. So I got to that, and one other thing that I have to say is that playing on manure is very bad for kids, elderly, and anybody else, because all the crap that is in there, you can have viruses, you can have bacteria, Jim and Sid can go on this. We never got sick, right? I have to say that, never got sick there, never had anything. I don't know why. But then going back to the emission, and having crowds is a big problem. But then I remember that in that same farm, you know, this is in the in the hills of Rio de Janeiro, border with Minas Gerais. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It is just like farmland, not much. But people were already thinking of using the gas to power things, because electricity, there are places without electricity there. So that led me to cow power. How we can actually create a sustainable way of producing energy using just cow power, and doing some research. This is not news. It was like a 10-year-old thing there, you know, like research there. So by using livestock waste, so manure, the crops, wastewater, food waste, you put it in a anaerobic digester, and this can generate biogas, which can create heat and electricity. Also biomethane, that is fuel. And we use it in Brazil, like in the 70s, we used that already with sugarcane, but the International Monetary Fund told us to stop because we were getting self-sustained then. And whatever it's left from that digester, it goes into another state, and then it can be fertilized, do soil amendments, and become livestock bedding, which today there's a lot not being done like that. Manure is actually very bad as is. When, you know, cow's fart is the worst thing for the environment at this point right now. So that is just a solution that, thinking about it, I came upon. I have a quick video on that. So from PBS from 12 years ago. Let me max this here. And I can even put a little faster. I like to go faster on the video so we don't get too bored.
All 2,400 of them.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Time for
Too fast for you guys or good?
No, it's good.
All right. Oh, let me.
To meet our energy needs, innovative pioneers are coming up with new ways to generate power in the most unexpected places. In the heart of Vermont's dairy country, meet the new power plants at the Blue Spruce Farm. All 2,400 of them.
Okay, here we go. Time for these babies to go get milked.
All right, I'm holding my breath.
Marie Audette is a second-generation dairy farmer who doesn't let anything go to waste on her farm. But her cows produce a lot of waste, and she's found a brand new way to use it.
We used to put the raw manure back on our land as fertilizer.
Okay, so is that going to be used to make electricity too?
Sure is, baby. Go for it.
These cows produce an energy resource that you don't have to dig, drill, ship, or pipe in. But a shovel does come in handy.
It's funny, I've been going around the country learning about how we generate energy, and this is the last place I would imagine where you'd actually be making electricity.
But it turns out that manure is a valuable source of power thanks to its natural byproduct, methane gas. The manure gets collected in the barns and pumped to a nearby storage tank called a digester.
The digester's 14 feet deep, filled with 12 feet of manure, and the top 2 feet is where those methane gases collect. It's a big concrete swimming pool with a concrete cover.
The methane powers a generator, sending electricity directly onto the grid to 400 homes. It's part of a larger program called Cow Power that serves more than 3,000 customers. And unlike the ups and downs of solar and wind, these cows provide a constant source of electricity.
We're here to make milk. That's what we're good at. But as a byproduct, you know, when those cows are pooping, we're making this gas that's not a good greenhouse gas. So we're actually improving the environment while we're making electricity.
But if you're thinking in terms of the total energy needs in this country, I mean, this is barely making a dent. I mean, we have, what, 300 million Americans who are all consuming energy. How does this make a difference?
Our renewable energy needs are going to come from a variety of resources. It's not going to be one magic bullet. It's going to take all kinds of innovative ideas from all facets for us to come to a solution.
Vermont is the first state with a utility that's banking on cow power. But it doesn't come cheap. Customers have to pay a premium to make up for the cost of installing the technology. The system cost Marie and her farm over $1 million, which they've paid off in just 7 years.
If this is working so well for you, how come everyone's not doing this?
Well, it takes more than just the dairy farmer to get this done. We can't do it on our own, you know. The margin on milk is always kind of tight, and in order to build the facility that's needed to capture all this methane and turn it into electricity, it requires a huge capital investment. Community stepped up and said, we want to pay more for cow power, and it's become much bigger than we initially ever dreamed that it was going to be.
Let's face it, we're not going to run the country on cow power alone. It would take more than 4 million cows to equal the output of just one nuclear power plant. But maybe that's not the point. Maybe the point here is that the people in this community are taking control of their energy choices, and they're choosing to build a sustainable energy future, 1 kilowatt at a time.
All right, so that is the solution, one of the solutions, right? We are not gonna just throw the manure there and say it's cool to play with and let it be. So I don't eat meat. I stopped eating meat when I was 12 years old. My mom used to say that I did that to really, I used to do that. I didn't want to eat the meat because I wanted to upset her. And here I am, 48, I can do the math. I still don't eat meat. Actually, I lied. When I was pregnant of my boys, I had a real craving for meat. I would eat burgers, like, and guess who are very carnivorous? My kids, and I can't do anything about it. But I don't have any ethical. Well, I have the ethical of how cows are being, like treated like human beings, not the fact like that we could eat that if we choose so in a more humane way. But I really don't eat. I also don't cook, which is a little problem here to be in a cookbook. So what I can offer is a drink that I made.
Oh, the golden milk.
Yeah, some of the items that is to eat, to drink. So it's oat milk, coffee. I don't know if coffee is not on the cow thing, but it's on the Claudia thing. So cow coffee, turmeric, ginger, cinnamon. Stevia is not there either. Ginger is not there either, but it's the yin yang thing there. Sometimes I throw in a little hot pepper to just the red peppers. I mean, just to spice up a little bit.
You should try the black pepper, Claudia.
Yeah, right. I was reading about that. Yeah.
And it's actually got a scientific function. It's got like nanoparticles of turmeric can form when you add black pepper. So it kind of like makes that blend in. So it actually works out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do that. Actually, I'll put it right now to drink this. And so in the winter I make it hot. In the summer I make it cold. I usually blend, but I can't blend anything because the dog thinks that it's smoothie time. And then he gets so sad that he does not have a smoothie if I blend anything. So I didn't blend. It's raining here. He's already really sad that he can't play outside. So that's it. So that's the presentation.
Beautiful. Woo-hoo.
Thank you so much.
That was so beautiful. And
They are now
I,
feeding seaweed to cows to reduce the
Yes,
methane.
yes, yes, yes. I
and
actually, I have a cousin who has a cow farm there. Actually, she provides meat, and she does in a very conscious way and all that. And I sent the research to her. It is hard, like you believe that in Brazil you get seaweed easy, but she's in the middle of the country, so it's much harder. So I don't know, but that is another alternative.
there's so many different ways that we can
Yeah.
shift our behaviors,
Mhm.
and a lot of them actually draw from very ancient knowledge and wisdom. And actually, Hannah and Siddharth mentioned Hannah mentioned the manure that's used as cooking fuel in India, and anybody who's traveled through Asia would see this. What I didn't know is what Anna wrote here is that in Vedic ceremonies, weddings, dried manure is the fuel of choice because it's considered to burn very pure. That's very nice. And you can buy dried cow dung from Ayurvedic Institute. Anybody who wants some, it's $7 an ounce.
That's so expensive.
I just thought to myself, oh my God, another business we could do. Um, so,
It
Siddharth,
probably
uh,
helps with your belly biome to have it,
yes,
right?
yes. But I have to say, just to shift it a tiny bit to science and dreams. One of my favorite stories about how scientific innovations come to be, and I have looked into all these different ways that scientists dream or think of something, and it doesn't happen in a rational, reductionist way, really, is that Einstein's theory of relativity came to him in a dream about cows.
Really?
And a lot of people don't know this, but it's his own story that he dreamed he was walking through a farm and he came across some cows by an electric fence. And then he saw the cows jump at the same time as the fence gave them an electric shock. But the farmer who was standing at the other end of the field saw them jumping one by one. And Einstein realized that the views of the same event have been different. So when he woke up, he started thinking of this idea that events look different depending on where you're standing because of the time it takes for the light to reach your eyes. And that to me is just such a beautiful gift from the cows. You know, you
Mm.
can just see those cows in Switzerland with the bells saying, theory of relativity.
Ah.
So, the other thing, just to mention briefly, and actually, Siddharth, I'd like to pass it on to you to talk just a little bit about how cows have been so useful to us in the scientific world.
Yeah, I have one of my older Hox plates over here. I've got one
Oh,
here.
beautiful.
Wow.
But my
So,
offering, yeah, go on. Yeah.
no, I was just going to say this was actually hand hammered in India, you know, based on the design. And I think there's just two. We just have
Yes.
one each, right?
Yeah. And my offering today is because I'm in the lab and I can't eat, but in my refrigerator I found a vial of fetal bovine serum, and which is something that's normally used in all kinds of cell cultures. And the fact that we now have all these vaccines and all these productions of antibodies and all that is because we have been using fetal bovine serum. So when I say fetal bovine serum, that's a very scientific way of saying young calf plasma. So you take the plasma from the blood of the young calves, and then you extract the serum from it, and you then sell it as scientific culture media, actually, that we then use. And like Claudia, I don't eat meat, I don't eat beef, but this is something that I regularly use in my lab experiments, and we need to be really grateful and thankful for all these animals for providing these ingredients that we can then use for cultures advance medicine and technology and things like that. So
The cow is so giving on so many levels, and it really goes through a spectrum of how people look at it, both as the sacred cow and a purely industrial animal that's mistreated. It's a beautiful, beautiful sign and very down to earth. And I also like to mention some famous people that are born in this sign. It's always so gratifying. So to the oxen, I don't know if you knew that Barack Obama was an ox. Margaret Thatcher, George Clooney, Charles Lindbergh, Kylie Jenner. Let's see who else is really good. Anastasia Nikolaevna, Jack Nicholson, Louis Armstrong, Vivian Lee, B.B. King. A lot of artists are in this sign. Anyway, just as a kind of an aside, it's interesting to see who are people born in the year of the ox. Jane Fonda, speaking of trying to save the world, right, that you were mentioning. Marlene Dietrich, and on and on. Just a wonderful group of people. All right, so I know, well, actually, I'm curious if anybody wants to just make an offering, an unexpected one.
I was trying to find a little bit of a video that I made of my dog Luigi and neighboring cows kissing each other, but I couldn't find it in time.
Yeah,
So
send it to us.
I'd like to send it.
Please do, please do. Please do. Jim was really working on this one, so he wanted to make an offering because he knows all of the 3 oxen here, and he spent some time on this. Go for it, Jim.
Let's see. Oh, by the way, what Claudia, that guy, said was wrong, because a nuclear power station does.
I just got my cash back.
It emits the same. Sorry.
That was a weird. It's okay.
Emits the. It doesn't emit any CO2. Cows emit 3.1 gigatons. Anyway, detail.
That's why we have scientists in the house.
Get the facts straight. I am
Exactly.
all for it, Jim. Yes.
The nuclear power are 12 grams per kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
I just haven't remembered that. Okay, so yeah, so I'll read from a book first, and then I'm going to show a rare video that was captured recently. Hasn't been released to the press yet. Okay, so it's the year 2021. This is the book. And a deep space planet known as, and I'll spell it for you, capital Omega, capital I with an umlaut above it, square root AE. That's the name of the planet, okay? Is in trouble. A species called the mu, like in the Greek letter, lowercase mu lot, inhabit this far out world, and they have just made an alarming discovery. Their planet is dying. As in, it could become completely inhabitable in the time it takes to read this book here, which is quite a short book. So the mulots require methane, not only to live and breathe, but also to power their spaceships. And it was a resource once abundant on the planet. But recently the scientists on, that's the omega I with the umlaut square root E, discovered that the planet's formerly methane-rich atmosphere is being eaten away by a foreign entity called lactose, creating an excessive amount of toxic gas. which would eventually cause the whole planet to erupt. So basically, they look around and they found in a faraway galaxy a planet called Earth, which has a very unpredictable bunch of creatures living on it. And they've always kept a safe distance from them. Anyway, they set out on a mission to harvest the methane. And I'm going to show, let me see if I can get the video here. Can I share the screen? You allowed me?
Yes, yes.
Why did you do that?
I live dangerously.
Okay. So here is the video.
Wow. Here it is. There it is. There it is.
What
Kidnap.
It happens in New Jersey. You know, they land in there's some landing in New Jersey, and they are abducting cows.
In New Jersey.
New Jersey, the Jersey cows.
Yeah, Jersey. The Jersey cow.
Republicans are believing this, that the cows are being abducted at an alarming rate.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is the book. If you'd like to get, I'll switch off the background. Let me.
There we go. No, that's good. We
Cow
see it.
Abduction Chronicles.
Cow Abduction Chronicles. Yeah, maybe.
That's definitely making it into our cookbook.
Oh, wow.
And then when you put a cow on it,
Oh, wow.
you have to get
That's awesome.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep.
I'm working on this. Man, it's cool when you switch it. Okay, that's my contribution. Actually,
Awesome, Jim. Thank you.
Oh, wait, what about you cooked the dish?
I made a dish which is cottage pie, which is made with beef and potatoes, and I was going to take it to George and Susan's, but because of the storm, but I'm keeping it for them, so don't worry about it if you're listening.
So Jim is offering you guys.
It's very versatile, because when you make a cottage pie, it's made with beef, but if you want to do the lamb, then you have a shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
It's the same, yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, this one's a Glaswegian recipe. And that's my contribution. Goodbye, and I'll listen to the rest of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim told me he's gonna offer you guys. So he made a beef pie. There's the dragon. Kathy, were you going to say something?
Well, I'm going to offer this, just a little shrine to the ox. Can you see this?
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
So the box was made by my stoic boyfriend, and the ox, and the background for the ox was sent to me by a wonderful Japanese-American filmmaker, dear friend, Emiko Amori from San Francisco.
Oh, Emiko, yes.
And I didn't make anything cow related, because like Sid and Patricia, or no, not Claudia, I haven't eaten meat for 42 years. It didn't start as an ethical thing particularly. It started as a mistake in a way. I was married to my first husband out of college, and we were going out to Eastern Long Island a lot of weekends. And his family was very nautical. His father and his grandfather were both New York City harbor pilots, the people that bring the big ships into New York Harbor. And they had a cottage, a summer cottage on Peconic Bay on the North Fork of Long Island. And we would go out there a lot of weekends on the train, and we'd end up going out in their boat and go fishing and clamming and mussling. And it wasn't for survival, but it was just a fun thing to do besides going to the beach. And what happened was we were coming back into the city with all this, freshly caught fish and seafood. And we'd have a bucket of mussels on the subway, and people be like, "What's that?" And be like, "Oh, nothing, it's just bait." This is before mussels were kind of Craig Claiborne trendy, and we didn't want to give away a good idea. But that same summer, George McGovern, if those of you who go back that far, who was a senator and had run for president, did a Senate subcommittee report on the American diet and said that we ate way too much red meat, too much white flour, too much white sugar, too much processed foods. And because I hadn't been buying meat because I was bringing in all this other edible stuff, it was just like, bingo, I kind of agree with it. And I just stopped, and I haven't had any beef, poultry, veal, any of that since that time. I did never give up fish or seafood, although I don't eat it a lot. And I didn't give up eggs or cheese, and I don't eat that all a lot. But, I feel like now with all the conversation about the methane and everything, I was psychically prescient about what's maybe considered a healthier Mediterranean diet than that again now is more in the common zeitgeist. However, I will say, and I'm not sure that it's any more good for the environment. I did this past year try, I don't know if any of you have heard of these impossible meats that are made from other things. And I have to say, Tony and I got it a couple times in the winter, and I felt like I had my first hamburger in, again, 42 years. And, I haven't had one, but it was like, whoa, this tastes like what I remember a hamburger tasting like.
It does, but the after effects of that are very similar to the methane problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then I ended up reading that, it's really no more, good for the environment or sustainability than.
No, I'm talking about gas.
Oh. Okay, well, I didn't have that problem.
Causes a lot of stomach upset for some people. That's the problem with the Impossible Burger. But yeah, it does taste good.
Well, I didn't have any.
Is it true that they use the bovine serum for the?
We made chili out of it, and it was really good. But I've only experimented with it a few times. But
is it soy?
You should just look it up. The labels, the print is small. It's a lot of other things in it.
There was a great article in the New Yorker about this a few years ago, about how the reason they couldn't get this to work for a long time was because the blood, they couldn't get the hemoglobin, the taste to come in. And then finally they figured out how to create heme in either fungus or like mushrooms or other kinds of plant products. And once they were able to introduce the hemoglobin, like the blood thing, into the plant products, then the taste of it became more like meat. And it's really fascinating how that came, because I can't eat it. Someone bought me an Impossible Burger, and I'm like, I just can't eat it. It tastes like meat to me. I just can't eat it.
Well, I know that was what was weird for me. It was like, oh, I'm not used to this, and this isn't a taste that I've, really crave or want anymore. So, oops. Now I have a kitty cat who's just come and joined me. Come here, Lily.
Wow, beautiful.
This is an image. This was a painting drawing by Marek Buchwald, who is Hannah's partner.
Oh, beautiful.
And she just contributed. Thank you, Hannah.
Lovely. I have an offering.
Please.
From another vegetarian household. I wasn't a vegetarian for a long time, and then my new partner of 2 years is, and he says it doesn't bother him when people eat meat, but then what happens at the table is not good if there's meat. So there's a lot of kind of like nervous energy. So it's a lot easier not to. And then with the way that things are, why not? But I do love animals, and I deliberate on animals and think about animals all the time. And my work has shifted to that. And so today I'm thinking about cows. And so I made a plate for a cow that a cow would like. And can you see this? Maybe I'll turn off this. I'm going to turn off
the background for a little bit.
Yeah. How do you turn it? None. Okay. There we go. So this is a plate for a cow.
Oh, how pretty.
Beautiful.
There we go. And what we have on the plate are, well, I grew up around dairy cattle as well, and there are always these salt licks for them. And maybe somebody can say why they need the salt for some reason, but
just like we do.
Okay, and they don't get that from, grazing. So, and then this is a little bundle that I know if I should go and find a cow and give it to a cow, because it's got all kinds of nice things. And it has mints that I guess human cows are supposed to eat as well, clover, grass, and then some edible flowers, nasturtiums, because, that's always a good thing.
Beautiful.
And then I spent some time doing a little research about cow perception, because I'm slowly finding out that the animal world has like much broader perception than we humans. And I just think it's so mind-blowing to, that the world is being perceived in this really broad way, and we're kind of missing out on a lot of it. And cows are incredible. So cows have excellent hearing. They hear ultra high and ultra low frequencies. So they're hearing way more than we do. They sense electromagnetic fields, and they line up and sleep north to south because they're sensing the Earth's electromagnetic field. And stop me if you know this stuff already, or if you want to jump in. Some things I read say they see UV, and some say they don't see UV, but I think cows see ultraviolet, which means they also unfortunately see like bursts of ultraviolet energy from power lines, which is really scary for them. Other things that are scary for them are things that approach them really quickly because they have poor depth perception, and they're very slow to focus. At the same time, though, they can see 360 degrees around when their heads are down because they have these slits. Their eyes are like slits, unlike ours. So an animal that can see 360 degrees around, I think is totally amazing. And what else about them? Oh, they have personalities and they make friends. So cows will make up to 2 to 4 friends. They can hold grudges for years. Apparently they get really stressed out if there are too many other cows around. So I guess they're starting to learn that cows produce better milk or more milk if they are less stressed. So they let them form friends and they don't crowd them as much because it actually makes them stressed out. So, yeah, and they have personalities. So next time you see a cow, understand that it's an individual. Anybody else know anything about cow perception?
Well, in my presentation, I talked a little bit about someone who's doing a lot of work on cattle. And again, it's Gary Comstock, distinguished undergraduate professor of philosophy at North Carolina State University. He's the one who co-edited the book that I showed in my presentation on the kind of moral rights of animals. But he's done a lot of work with cattle, and he wrote a great article on, and it, the abstract starts with the question, should people eat beef? Because his essay goes through all the different ways in which cows actually have, sufficient self-awareness and but it's not called self-awareness, but it's wakefulness and understanding time, understanding consequence, understand it's their sensory apparatus is complex enough, and their understanding of pain is substantial. When you put all the parts together, this is why he says they have their own neuroanatomical structures for pain. It's not the same as ours, but it's a fantastic paper, and I have it in a Word doc. I will try to find it in the form of a link for everyone, because I think you're posing really great questions, and it seems to be at the center of what Comstock's argument is as well.
Marvelous.
Mm-hmm.
Amy, you always come
use
up with
the
such...
cow. Go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I thought that was fascinating. I hadn't heard
Yes.
many of the stuff that you mentioned, but we do use the cow eye as a main model for dissection when we are teaching undergraduates to learn about the eye and the processing. So the fact that they have 360-degree vision and they have that such powerful perception, I think that's one reason why we use it. But I guess the electromagnetic thing ties with what Victoria was talking about with them along the electrical fence and Einstein's dream.
God,
and it kind of like ties
right.
in with what you're talking about. So yeah.
I didn't even make that connection. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow. It's, we've been doing this project for 13 years now, Siddharth. It's 13. And we keep discovering new things. It's just phenomenal how rich the animal kingdom is. It's just absolutely so beautiful. And with that, I would love to hear from Clarissa, wouldn't you, Sid?
Yeah.
I guess
she has participated. Clarissa has participated in so many hogs, and actually she hosted a beautiful Hox Zodiac on the beach of Brazil, and everybody was wearing white, and it was just marvelous. And yeah, so she's definitely part of the Hox family.
So yeah, I'm always happy to join. And as you said, each time we have a Hox Zodiac session, I learn a lot.
Yes,
and
it's amazing.
So I guess I'm bringing something that's comic, as Jean brought as well. And I was today meditating about the cattle population on planet Earth, and we have some scary data. 5 countries have more cattle than people. So Uruguay has the most cattle per capita in the world. New Zealand has more than twice as many cattle as people. The world has roughly 6.9 humans for every 1 head of cattle. And Brazil has over 200,000 head of cattle and 200,000 people. India and the United States have roughly the same ratio of cattle and people. And in 2018, Brazil has the world's largest exporter of beef, providing close to 20% of total global beef exports. And its production is largely based on grass. Increased beef demand worldwide has stimulated increased production and productivity of grains. And this extensive cattle ranching is the #1 culprit of deforestation in virtually every Amazon country. So it's a huge, huge problem. I don't think it's related to our preferences at the moment, if we do like meat or not, or if we care about the animals. Or I do love rabbits and cats and cows and monkeys and all human or human beings as well. Yeah, but meditating or connecting to this information about cattle population on planet Earth. I brought this series. I started it, I think 2 years ago. It's sort of sarcastic, but I was imagining a Red Bull engineered having a sort of a hybrid that has, instead of their digesting system, a version of a human being digesting system, and could digest meat. So it this huge population engineered on planet Earth started enjoying having human meat. And so they were just inverting the roles and farming humans, and so enjoying this stuffed human for dinner, something like this. Or maybe having humans as pets, like beautiful pets they love and they care about. Or not this one, but using human skin to produce drums and play and have fun. And that's it. This is what I have to share.
Wow, thank you. That's beautiful.
Controversial as always. So Clarissa, who did these drawings?
It's myself. It's a series.
Beautiful. Oh my God, they're gorgeous.
Acrylic. Yeah, acrylic on paper.
Fantastic. Beautiful. I love
The
it.
Red Bull.
I like the Red Bull.
So good. Thank you. Moo.
Moo.
It's interesting that you had the stuffed human. I want to share something about. Oh, sorry.
No, I just stopped sharing this.
Like when I go into restaurant, they talk about different different parts of the cow and different parts of the and how they look. And you talk about flank and groin and things like that. And then I was thinking about the sacred cow picture that the Indians talk about, the Kamadhenu, which is the cow that generates the milk that's supposed to satisfy all your desires. And all these different parts of the cow are actually denoted with different gods and goddesses or different significations. Like one of the eyes is the sun and the other is the moon. And then when you think about the juxtaposition to the meat parts of the cow, and it's really fascinating to watch that, like the differences in how you divide things up. And when you have a different cut of beef, like what does it look like? And as opposed to these significators in the Indian mythology. So.
Beautiful.
In Brazil, the cow is cut differently from here. So you don't have the same parts in Brazil. And so it is, and for Brazilians, here is cut wrong in terms of tenderness and what else like that. But one thing that I grew up with, I was very anemic when I was a child, and I think that's why I don't like meat. And I was forced, I never liked the taste, the texture of it. I never ever liked, you were talking about the impossible meat. The minute that tastes like meat, I don't like it. I could eat meat that doesn't taste like meat.
Right.
Doesn't feel like meat. That is okay, but chicken also. But in Brazil, it was very common because I had anemia to give liver, brain, tongue, the intestine, and it was to me was child abuse, but you know, like I was forced to eat this different kind of meat, and each day of the week was a different one. So let's say every Wednesday was liver, every Thursday was brain, and it was cooked very nicely. The brain was breaded with eggs and fried, you know, like people really love this kind of stuff. I just talking about it, my stomach hurts like up here because I couldn't eat. And I'll spend the whole day, my mother made me sit in front of the meat the whole day.
Oh,
3, 4, 5 p.m. until I ate it all. And it was every day, every time there was like all this different meat. So it is interesting that not just, you know, we talk about the feet, you do a stew with it. So they will take everything out to share.
Mm.
And that is, yeah.
Hannah, do you want to share what you wrote? It's easier for you to tell us, or do you want me to read it out? I think it's very interesting.
You can read it out. The particular quotes were just what I grabbed quickly while we were online. They're not necessarily the most thorough discussions, but
go ahead.
Okay. Well, in Numbers, well, I'll read the first. God's requirement regarding the red heifer spoken to Moses and Aaron. Speak to the children of Israel that they bring you a red heifer, a perfect one, in which there is no blemish, on which no yoke ever came. It was determined it had like under 2 years old. The red heifer was to be burned completely by fire, and its ashes collected and stored for the congregation of the children of Israel and for the water of purification. It is for the purifying from sin. The ashes were to be placed in a red container where running water was put on them before being used by the priest. Maybe as in this fact of an unblemished, no mark on the skin, no cut, no bug bite or whatever, would be an extremely rare thing in our day, in any day. So partly it speaks to the rarity, you know, how careful and how particular to create ceremonies of healing or sin cleansing. And in today's world, people, there's a sub community of the, you know, literalists of Old Testament that have been trying to breed perfect red heifers, because with the thought that, you know, the biblical prophecies can't come to fruition and the world be cleansed of sin until they can create the perfect unblemished red heifer. But it's one of the mysteries, because it's like, what does that mean? What is it? What is a red heifer? What is a perfect? What is an unblemished? All of that. So, and maybe something about the red, because there's also a red plant that's hyssop, which if you buy a package of seeds now called red hyssop, it's a purple flower. So I don't know where the red, I'm guessing it's connected.
It's kind of funny. The Iris Society is in search of the perfect red iris, and they've been trying to breed that forever and ever and ever.
Which community is doing that?
The Iris community. The flower iris. Trying to get the perfect red iris, and they've just
there's the iris community.
My PhD advisor grows irises, and so I kind of know.
I thought you were talking about iridology for a minute. Remember about 25 years ago, people were changing their diet to supposedly change their eye color? Do you remember that? And that based on color, clarity, shape, and impurities, all the impurities of your body would bear the evidence in your iris. That's what I thought you were talking about for a minute. I was thinking, why would anyone want red eyes? Like, this is what Visine is for. I was really off on another place when you were talking. The perfect red eye. Wow.
Oh, we're back to the eye. I really have that in my head now, the dissection of the eye and Siddharth's lab, and the fact that they can see in 360, which I actually did not know. That's a new one for me. And just this whole meeting to honor the cow or the ox. There's something, I don't know if you share with me, there's something very comforting about it, about the image of the cow, the ox, the kind of strength of the ox, or the milk and the wonderful comfort of a cow. And I felt that way during this meeting. I felt very comfortable and warm. I don't know if everybody shared that feeling with me, but it's just, it's marvelous, and I'm really grateful, particularly to the three beautiful oxes who came in with such amazing presentations, definitely cookbook worthy.
Great. I think we need several volumes.
Well, yes, it's amazing how it's growing, and that's part of the difficulty, that we cannot really fix it. So we're just basically, we decided when we tried to do one with all the signs, it was very difficult because we had to keep editing it down. But if we dedicate a book for a sign and create a kind of 12 books, that actually becomes very cool.
Well,
so
it's
these meetings help.
multiple volumes.
Thank you. There's a lot of mood jokes, by the way, if you go online, all kinds of things. So Siddharth, do you want to say something to close this beautiful meeting?
No, I really thank everyone and how much you were able to share. And our whole goal with these sessions is to kind of tune into the animals around us and respond to them and give them respect as we treat them as food and pets and scientific experiments. And as Amy was talking about how their worlds are around us, and and we don't experience it their way, and we kind of just want to recognize that. So I really thank you all for joining us.
Claudia, did you want to say something?
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much for having me here. But before we go, I want to share a link to the merchandise on the Hox Zodiac
that Claudia developed, I have to say.
It gave me a lot of gray hair, so
Wow.
Yes,
I'm gonna buy some merch as soon as we get off.
I know, we send it to you. You don't buy.
Well, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, but spread the news, because at least it's there. Like, as a good ox, we don't do things without purpose either. So somebody has to use that. All right, send your relatives.
Look at that.
Wow, that's fantastic. It'll be a little while before we'll be selling pickle jars full of sour cabbage on this site.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Unless you want to start that shop.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
And we are trying to meet around every full moon, and honor the next animal. So next one will be in September, around the 25th, where we are honoring the tiger.
And this is the sturgeon. This is the blue sturgeon full moon.
Yes.
Oh.
A very powerful one, generating a lot of powerful storms here in these.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Storm Henri is pounding down on us right now here in the
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Where are you?
New York City.
You are in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's straight there, right?
Well, it was really mild this morning. And I got a New York Times alert that it was downgraded, but right now it's really coming down. And actually, I I slinked into the big homecoming concert in Central Park yesterday, and it got cut short because of lightning and the rain starting. So the big headliners never got on.
Oh, bummer.
Well, in a way, may be good. The heavens making sure we don't have a lot more COVID around.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, no. It's purification, it's cleansing, but let's hope it's not too much.
Yes.
All right, so let's do a
Thank you so
move. One last move, everybody.
Whoa.
Moo, moo. Next time we should all wear boots.
Actually, it's gold and brown and yellow for the cow because it's the earth element.
All
Well,
right.
thanks to you for orchestrating this on this monthly basis.
Thank
Oh,
you,
it's just
Sid. Thank you,
a nice way to
Victoria.
see friends and share and spread the love.
Yeah.
Take care, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. All.
Stay dry.
Bye, Sid. Bye, Claudia. Bye, Amy.
Bye.
Bye, Tim.
Bye.